Holy my goodness, what the hell was that effort that we all just watched? My God. Like, I would scream, I would yell, but yes, this is a brutal, brutal loss by the 76ers over the Detroit Pistons, but I know at the end of the day, the schedule's winding down and you're getting closer to the playoffs. So you're probably thinking to yourselves most likely that these players probably don't care that much about the games down the stretch and they're focusing more towards the playoffs. But also, at the end of the day as well, not the biggest fan of their effort going up against a very bad team in Detroit. Like, I'll give credit to Detroit. They played hard and they pretty much dominated the Sixers in the entire fourth quarter. But seriously, seriously, how do you let yourselves get dominated down the stretch like that, especially in the fourth, where you're barely you can't hit anything and you're just not playing defense? Not playing defense whatsoever, and you're letting Detroit go on that long ass run in the fourth quarter to basically just throw the entire game away and to basically just take yourself out of the game and even preventing any type of comeback. It was just a bad performance overall, and especially coming off of the two grinds, against Phoenix and Milwaukee the past couple of nights. You would kind of hope that the Sixers, going up against a very, very bad opponent in Detroit, you know, can at least get a victory here. And, coming off of very two tough losses and very close games. But no, that's not the case tonight. That is not the case with the Sixers in this game. Joel Embiid does not get any help. Turnovers were a major issue for the entire team. Bad defense and just basically lackluster everything. So it's a really bad performance. A really bad performance for the Sixers tonight. But before we get into all of that, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to TTP Sports. And before we get into the Sixers loss over the Detroit Pistons, the most important thing you can do is hit that subscribe button. I will greatly appreciate that. So if you are new to the channel, also hit that like button as well. If you're looking for all the latest Philadelphia sports news, recaps, and events, this is the place to be at, depending on the outcome, great or miserable, depending on the outcome. Also, if you're a current viewer of the channel, I'm grateful for you being here that long and looking to continue that down the road. And if you're looking for tickets, upcoming sporting events, concerts, whatever you can think of, use the code TTP Sports down below for $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. So if you want to go see the Sixers down at the Wells Fargo Center, can't pass that up. Get some opening day tickets for the Philadelphia Phillies, can't pass that up. You could probably pass up some Flyers tickets, but why not? They're probably really cheap as hell. You can maybe get them for very cheap, so why not? Also, when Eagles come back, get yourself some Eagles tickets. So you can't pass up a free $20 in your pocket. Use that for parking. Use that for concessions at the arena. So yeah, use the code TTP Sports for $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek today. So just a very, I don't know how to describe it. Just a very lackluster performance by this 76ers team. And it's just very annoying to witness. It really is. Just everything. Just everything was so bad tonight. Joel Embiid in this game just did not get any help whatsoever. And I just feel bad for him. I feel bad. I feel because James Harden, to start off the game, he was good. He was being aggressive. He was being the James Harden that we know. But then the rest of the game, it just died down. Died down so much. James Harden finishes with 18 points. He was 4 of 15 from the field. That is not good enough. We can't have that out of James Harden. 2 of 9 from 3, 8 of 9 from the free throw line. So he's going to get his, points from the free throw line. He's got to hit his shots. He's got to hit his shots, consistently at some point. Gets 9 rebounds on the night, 7 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 3 turnovers as well. It's just, oh my goodness, the 76ers team, especially. I know it's down the stretch. And, a lot of these games are basically meant for seeding and all that wise going into the playoffs. But I would at least just like a good effort against a bad team. I really would. Going to Joel Embiid, 37 points, 15 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. Yes, he had 7 turnovers, but I'm not blaming him for this game. He was basically the only one showing any effort out there tonight. 11 of 19 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, 14 of 16 from the free throw line. So yeah, Joel Embiid was definitely not the issue in this game. And there were many moments where I'm thinking to myself, well, oh my God, how is he not hurt on that play, falling on his back? How is his back not broken? All that crap. It's just like, how? But hey, it's Joel Embiid, and he is a maniac out there. Oh yeah, James Harden also got hit in the nuts today. especially I think it was around the third quarter or something like that. He left the game for a couple of minutes, then eventually came back onto the court, took a good old nut shot. So yeah, that probably didn't feel good. Definitely did not feel good for James Harden right there. Tobias Harris, 14 points on the night. Need definitely a lot more from Tobias, especially putting up way more shots. He was only 6 of 9 from the field. He definitely, didn't take as many shots as I would like. I would like to see Tobias take a lot more shots, especially in 36 minutes, 2 of 3 from 3 as well. Did not go to the free throw line once, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 turnover for Tobias Harris. Just not good all around. Tyrese Maxey, he's been pretty, off the past couple of games. 13 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, 5 of 10 from the field, 1 of 3 from the three-point line, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, and also 2 turnovers as well, going with a -8. So Tyrese Maxey, not his usual self as of late, but I'm not really, expecting, too much from Tyrese Maxey, just because I feel like it's a little unfair to put all the expectation on Tyrese just because he's so young, but he's also showcased how good he can be, especially in clutch situations. So it kind of does suck when, he doesn't go off for, a outrageous amount of like 20 point tonight or stuff like that, where he's not going crazy from the 3-point line. So it kind of sucks. And Matisse Thybulle, what you're going to get from Matisse Thybulle: 4 points on the night, 2 of 4 from the field, 0 of 1 from 3. And I'm kind of mad at myself because I saw this game on FanDuel and I was like, Sixers going up against a weak opponent. Should I parlay Matisse Thybulle maybe getting 10 points on the night, get some good money? That was a bad bet right there. That was a horrible bet for myself. I'm going to take that one for the boy. I'm going to take that L. I was freaking putting Matisse Thybulle as part of my parlay, even though the Sixers did not meet it whatsoever. But yeah, adding Matisse Thybulle really did not help it whatsoever. But yeah, just overall, the bench was absolutely goddamn atrocious. The bench was just so bad. I think just overall, they scored 8 points in total? 8 points. You got Niang with a bad night, only getting his 3 points in garbage time. DeAndre Jordan getting 10 minutes in this game, putting up 2 points. Shake Milton was basically the first guy off of the bench to even score points, and basically it was one shot that he hit for 3 points, and that was it. Danny Green was terrible this game shooting-wise, went 0 of 3 from the field, which meant 0 of 3 from 3. And you get 1 turnover from Danny Green, 1 turnover from Niang, and just basically the entire bench was just a load of garbage like it normally is. And just looking at the entire, turnover stats from this game, total turnovers, 15 turnovers from the Sixers. Yeah, a lot of those were from Joel Embiid. Definitely, he had 7 on the night, but still, I'm not fully blaming Joel Embiid on this game. He had 37 points in this game, and he's doing all he can, to try to win this game for the Sixers, to try to showcase that there's any effort going on out there. And I'm just not the biggest fan of the effort. And like I said, I'm not going to, bitch and complain constantly, because I know at the end of the day, you're at the end of this regular season, you're going up against these garbage teams, and basically all that means for the rest of the season, for the, 6 games left now, 6, 7. So it's basically all for seeding at this point. And, I see a comment right here from Jeff saying Raptors only 2 games behind us and they play Orlando tomorrow. So yeah, the seeding is going to, just flip-flop constantly all over the place. And that's what it's been like for the past couple of weeks. One team is in 4th place, and then the next night they win a game and another team loses, they're in 1st place or something like that. It's crazy. It's very crazy. But before we get more into standings and all that stuff, looking at some other team stats for the Sixers, overall as a team from the field, they shot 44%, which is, not the best, and shot 26% from 3. They really struggled from that aspect. The Pistons, they shot 50% exactly from the field, 28% from 3. And looking at some of the other Piston stats, Cunningham went off tonight. He got 27 points, 12 of 20 from the field. And also you got Bag also going off as well, 20 points, 8 of 18 from the field, 4 of 12 from 3. Some of their guys that went off the bench, Hayes got 10 points off of the bench. So basically just an all-around, the Raptors, not the Raptors. I don't know why I'm thinking about the Raptors right now. I think about that comment from Jeff that I'm thinking about earlier. But the Pistons, I guess, credit all to them. I guess they played with the better effort, the better, I guess, quote unquote, the better team that showed the best effort won in this game, quote unquote. But it's just overall not the effort that you want to see from the boys out there. Definitely just not at all. So looking at the standings right now, just to see where the Sixers sit overall right now, with, that comment earlier saying that the Raptors could possibly pass the Sixers tomorrow in the standings. So right now the Sixers are at 46-30 in fourth place. They are 2.5 games behind the Miami Heat for first. They are a half game behind the Boston Celtics for third, and they are a game and a half behind the Milwaukee Bucks for second. Teams that are behind the Sixers, the Chicago Bulls, who are 4.5 games back of first place, and also the Toronto Raptors, who are in sixth place, technically tied with the Bulls at 4.5 games as well. Looking at some other teams that are in the position for the play-in round, you got the Cleveland Cavaliers in seventh, the Brooklyn Nets in eighth, Charlotte Hornets in ninth, and the Atlanta Hawks in 10th place. So in terms of playoff positioning, what the Sixers could possibly play in the first round, it's a tough question. It definitely is. There could be a chance that they play the Raptors. There could be a chance that they play the Bulls. I know a lot of people are saying at this point, are the Sixers tanking so they don't have to play the Brooklyn Nets in the first round? I couldn't tell you that. I couldn't tell you that whatsoever. But it's just at this point, I'm not going to bitch and complain about this loss. I'm not. I'm disappointed. I'm very frustrated with this type of performance from this team. I'm not going to bitch and complain about it though, just because the correlation now for the end of the season. Like at this point, do the Sixers, players, are they just focusing for the playoffs now to where some of these games at the end of the season, they just don't matter? I couldn't tell you that. I couldn't tell you, but that's kind of the effort it kind of shows out there with some of these guys that are on the court. So you got 6 games left on the season. Next game is this Saturday back at the Wells Fargo Center against the Charlotte Hornets at 12:30. And then you're going to be on the road for 3 straight games against Cleveland, against Indiana, and against the Toronto Raptors. And then you close out the season with 2 games at home on a Saturday and a Sunday. Saturday the 9th against Indiana, and Sunday against Detroit to close out the season. So not the best effort, probably not even the best effort, a terrible effort, honestly, by the Sixers, especially going down the stretch in this game. It was just not good whatsoever. Just the way you were getting outscored in this game, especially in the fourth quarter, getting outscored 29-15 in this quarter. It's not good enough. It's just not good enough. Not a good enough effort. We need other people to help Joel Embiid out there, who's putting up almost 40 points in this game. He needs help. He needs help. And no one out there tonight helped him. James Harden, he got off to a good start, died off in the end. Tyrese Maxey didn't help him. Tobias Harris really didn't help him either. Matisse Thybulle didn't help him. The bench didn't help him. He needs more help out there. Need to be better. Need to be way better. And it's also the thing going into the end of the season as well. I would kind of like them, to get a good feeling going into the end of the season. Get a couple of wins under your belt going into the playoffs, even though I know the playoffs in the NBA are a completely different story than the regular season, especially with the matchups that you're going to be going up against. I know talking about, playoffs like with the Bulls and the Raptors and this stuff. I know the Raptors, when they weren't fully healthy, they beat the Sixers fully healthy. So I'm confident that this team can beat the Raptors and or the Chicago Bulls in a 7-game series in the first round. Second round, depending on matchup, at this point, I'm confident this team can get to the second round. Third round right now, it's my expectations, you have to get to the third round this season in my fullest, extent. You have to get to the third round this year. You cannot have another, disappointing season finishing off in another game 7 in a second round, or even worse than that. You got to get to the third round at least, in my honest opinion. But disappointing effort tonight. Very bad effort from the Sixers team. And basically, we're getting to the end point of this regular season, and then the postseason happens not that long after. So, what are your thoughts on this game, everyone? Are you really, getting concerned going into the playoffs now? Are you just really frustrated with this team, frustrated with Doc Rivers, James Harden, all that other stuff? Don't forget to leave those comments and opinions down in the comment section below. I like to listen to those as always. Do not forget to drop a like on this video. Do not forget to check out the panel lines, which I'm a part of. The links are down in the description below. Also, don't forget to check out the links to BrodesMedia, the Flyer.pod merch website, and also Flyers Nitty Gritty. All that good stuff is down in the description below. Definitely don't forget to check those out. And like I said at the beginning of the video, the most important thing you could do is hit that sub button, and also use the code TTPSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. And I will see you next time.